Hello, welcome to a short impromptu video because I'm testing out the new battery I got for my Hero, GoPro Hero 3. I got it for about 30 quid about 4 or 5 years ago, and there was 8 batteries, and at least half of them were alright, held a decent charge. But I've decided if I'm going to do any streaming of videoing of car boots or anything like that, yeah, I want one that's going to be reliable and longer lived than the ones I had. So anyway, Saturday, last couple of days have been pretty dire, 1 or 2 sales a day, but I have, with the sale I've made today, well, it was going to be 2 sales, but I had a cancellation of I sold a memory card for £29, free delivery, and about 10 minutes later the person who bought it, they messaged on eBay saying they weren't sure it was the right one for their camera. Could I make sure it was the right one for their camera? It's like it's written on your camera somewhere what type of memory card it takes. Plus, if you've just bought the camera and it hasn't been delivered yet, you can look it up. You know, it's not difficult. So anyway, I had to do all that for them. And of course I found out it wasn't the right one, because they'd rushed into it and bought the wrong one. The right ones were cheaper than the wrong one, so I refunded the money, and they didn't buy my other one that was the right one. They'd obviously probably bought one from somebody else already cheaper, but I relisted it. It hasn't sold yet. Such is life. If it's a requested return now, you don't even pay the 30p transaction fee. You get that refunded by eBay, which is nice. Which is only fair, because it's nothing like I haven't made an issue of it. Why should I be penalised? Plus, of course, these days, if you look at the adverts for any of these transaction things, they're going 1% plus 1p transaction if you use your own machine. Yeah, okay then. So why is eBay charging 30p plus VAT? It's because it's a money-making opportunity. Everything they do is a money-making opportunity, obviously. Right, anyway, that was £30, £28.99, £29 down from what I was expecting. Such is life. But I did make a sale of these, all to the same person, 9 Xbox 360 games. They're going to Spain on GSP for £53, I think it was, plus a bit of change. So that's the one sale for the day, which is going out now. It's just gone 11, so I've got 1.5 hours to get that wrapped into the post office, which is like a 10-minute walk away, 2 minutes back. But I thought I'd show you. I've been buying off eBay. Yeah, I know. I've been buying at the car boots and off eBay. So anyway, so I've got a parcel the other day, actually, and I know from the size of it exactly what it is. It was the only one that was due to be delivered, so I'll show you it, and get my knife out, and then we'll go on from there, because I've got another one. Bubble wrap, paper, camera. I think it may have been in the bubble wrap at one point, but it's not now. And some more paper. A nice box. There you are. This is what I bought. It was a Camedia C160. I've already got one of these. This is as dirty as, well, dirty gets, really. You could throw it in a bucket of mud, wash it off, and it would look like that. And who knows, that's maybe what they did. But I couldn't care less about the camera. What I bought it for was this little golden ray of sunshine. So the one I was selling for £28.95 or £28.99 was a 2GB. This is a 1GB M Plus, which is the faster one, and that's worth about £24. I paid £10 including delivery, £7 plus £3.35, £10.35 for that. So yeah, it's like £5 or £6 more than I would have paid at a car boot. But it's very easy. I paid my money, I've got this, I can change the number on the listing to 2 now, because I've got a listing for this already. I've already got one up for sale, and then just put it in a bag in that box there. I don't know whether it's framed that good enough. That one there, we'll have that in 10 minutes, and I can just change the listing, and that's as simple as it goes. And there's a £10 odd profit after fees. Can't be bad. Right, there's this box as well to open, which I got, what day is it? It's I think I got it yesterday. It might have been Thursday and I put it to the side, I can't remember. So I'll open it up. This was cheap, real cheap. One bid is all it took. It's quite surprising, really. What we got? Bit of foam, bit of paper. Excellent, I'll use this for wrapping. Here we go. Bit of bubble wrap and a phone with a controlled handle set, or whatever it calls, handsets. There we go. Box can go over to the side, and seems all right. A bit slow maybe. I like the 2-tone ring round it and grey box. It's a bit loose. They haven't got it in the catch. That's all right. And then they've got a nice handset. They say it doesn't work, but it's got a controlled, it's got a connector, so I'm assuming that it doesn't work because it's not been wired up right. Or it could be that the dial is wrong or something. Anyway, it will be good for working on or for spares. It turns out, by the way, just checking the handsets, got microphones and speakers in it, because there's quite a market for spares for these. I didn't realise. When I was looking for this, I wasn't looking at it actually, I was looking at the sales from other people's phones for pricing, you know, because obviously that's what I'm doing. I found out there's quite a market for these dials. Now you see there's no opal, they call it the opal, on this dialer, and obviously those cost money. Then there's the dial, the actual dialing machine underneath, the bells, the handles and the wires. They all sell separately. In fact, somebody sold 3 dialers with the crystal and the opals last week for £23 plus delivery for 3 of these. Well, this this phone, I've got cameras on my mind. I listed about 6 yesterday. This phone cost me £3.20 plus £3.35 delivery, so £6.50, 5 pence. Can't be bad really. And obviously I get all that packaging material and a box, which I will use, no doubt. So one of the reasons I'm putting this out today is testing out my GoPro. One of the reasons I'm testing out the GoPro is I probably won't be doing a pickups video unless it's a very short one from one car boot, because I'm going to do a car boot to dispose of a lot of my junk. I may well stick this on the back end of my car and do a little bit of footage from the car boot, but it'll be pointing outwards from like behind a stall, so you'll see some of the stall, and then you'll see some of my sales. It's a lovely bright day and I'm stuck in the garage. Welcome to the Monday update. So, it's Monday, it's time for an update. Now, if you watched my 2 videos last week, you'll know that I made them after the Easter weekend. And it was a long weekend. So on the Tuesday, and it was like Tuesday midday by the time I made it, it was Friday, what didn't sell on Friday, but paid for on that day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and what had been bought on Tuesday morning. So that was a big chunk of last week. So the update is going to be reiterating a few of those, but I'll do it quickly so that you're not confused or bored. So straight into it. Wii guitar, Hero, Red Octane, $38.95. Sky SP200 router power supply, $12.20. Box of Maxell CDRs, the audio type, £12 posted. This is all posted prices. Nerf Mega Twin Shock Blaster, $17.95. Ink, HP Ink, $19.99. Canon Ink, $13.95. A hard drive, 500 gigs, £5 plus postage, $9.20. The 21 digital cameras that were bought on the Friday but not paid for, they were paid for, so it was $43.99 plus whatever the GSP was on top. I'll get into that in a minute. A Samsung Blu-ray player that I bought about a fortnight before, and then I had to buy a handset for it because I didn't have the handset. I bought the Blu-ray for £2, I think. Might have been £3. The actual handset, I thought it was going to be 7 or 8. It was actually only 5 delivered. They're obviously pretty a popular handset. So it came in at about £7 or £8 for the thing. I got £34 plus postage on top, £40. I got a Corning Browning microwave browner in a box, £14 for it. I think I paid £2. And I got postage on top, £8 postage, so £22. There you go. The mini Sky Room that I showed you after last weekend's, it was a pickup on the Easter weekend. As soon as I listed it, it sold. I didn't list it promoted, and it sold same night for £27.20 including postage, so £23 plus postage. I priced it to sell and they didn't promote it, and I'll come on to that in a minute as well. So then I came on to 9 Xbox 360 games, which were where we are, £52.93 plus postage on top for the person who bought it because it was international. Then I'm on to what's going out today, and I'll show you that right now. This is for last week's turnover, so this was Saturday afternoon but before Sunday, because I did post out on Saturday. Yeah, I did. So, because that's what I was showing you. I was showing you the video games earlier on. So what I sold afterwards, when I told you about the the little card that didn't sell, or at least they cancelled and then they didn't rebuy one of my other ones, I did sell it about an hour and a half after I made that video. So that was the 2GB in its little bag, which will be going in a bubble envelope, bit of card around it, and that's $28.95. It's sent for, it's going signed for, so it's about £2.65 plus this envelope that says 2GB on. So £2.77 for that one. It's not a bad, to make sure that, I've said before, when I'm like selling video games for 5, 10, I just send them out. I don't bother with signed for. But this is such a small item, it could easily get lost or not acknowledged as being delivered. So yeah, it's going signed for. And for the price, they're getting to the point where I might as well have put it in a box and sent it by courier, or you know, by tracked post, even for the same price. I think it's about 10 pence difference, maybe 15. Next was this camera that I bought Easter weekend as well, the Ricoh. It flashed up afterwards as an afterthought on the video that I did actually have a battery, and I tested it and it was working fine. Well, I listed it for £30. I said it would probably go for 30. It actually did. I listed it for £34.99 and sent offers. Got £30 for it, plus postage on top, £34.19. So yeah, that's going out today. Pleased with that. It was sold via promoted listings, because there's a lot of cameras available. And then I sold another XD card. This little one, 256 megabytes. And this is going out, again, signed for. Although it's getting to the point where it was only £18.95 delivered. So I might have got away with just doing it in a letter. What I have done, because this was sold in its case, and that was a selling point, because you get a nice hard case to protect it. This one wasn't, so this will be going in a bit of card, folded over like this, and then in a do not bend envelope. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So get this, get the tape gun, bit of tape. Now you saw it was in a plastic bag, one of those little self-seal plastic bags. It's in the middle of the card, so it won't go round the edge of the envelope. Plus it gives me a chance to put a little thank you sticker on it. It goes in one of these envelopes. Pretty strong, these. They're not brilliant, but they're, you know, it's going as a letter. Going as a letter. So it's stronger than all the other letters in the area. Plus, of course, it's got protection cardboard. And it's in the middle. Well, it's just a bit about in the middle there. So it's not going to get stepped on around the edges or crunched or anything like that if the letter lands on the floor. So it's a bit more protected. I've sent loads out like this and I've never had a problem. And that'll go signed for anyway. So they don't sign for it anymore, they scan it as they give you it, you know. And that's as far as I'm concerned. It also says 256M on it, so I know it's not the 2GB card. I've also done that to the 2GB envelope. There you go. See, no problem. And that'll go out tomorrow, this morning as well. And that was for the week. It was, where's my bit of paper, £392.45, which actually is quite a lot better than last week. However, I did take a lot off promotions this week. Transaction, you know, the promotions. Anything that I felt was, anything I listed that I felt was in high demand, like those memory cards. I think only one of them was sold on promotion, and the camera, so I think that went promoted. Oh no, the camera was promoted. I said to you, I put it on promoted because there was a lot of competition. But lots of other things didn't sell on promotions, and this is what I'm coming to. Normally I'm 18-19% average price overall. When I worked it out for the week, my eBay fees on my £392 roughly was £57.07, which actually works out. This includes, by the way, a contribution towards my shop for the week of £7.48, which is all the shop fees for the year added up and divided by 365 and multiplied by 7. Just saying. So it's 14.54% because I didn't promote as much. But I'm sure I would have made more sales if I had promoted, because I had a 0 sales day on Wednesday, which isn't uncommon lately since I went down to a smaller shop. But when I had a medium shop, whatever that's called, I never had 0 sales days. because there was always something available out of 500-600 listings. Currently I've got 205 listings on, and I'm going to delete a few that have sold today and yesterday. So I'll have under 200 on. I'm still making nearly as much in sales, but I am promoting more and my percentages went up. But finances wise, it's not that different. As I said to you before, I was in the £500 to £600 a week range, and since beginning of the year, actually it was the end of January, I have dropped down, and I have to bring that back without bringing back hundreds upon hundreds of listings. You know, 400 I think would be my maximum, and I really want to be able to produce a really good income on 400 listings. I see people with thousands of listings, and I think they're just working themselves to death, beating themselves with a bat. You know, I've done it. I've worked when I was on retail 7 in the morning until 10 at night, and I see other people do it, especially people, you know, who are basically workaholics on social medias, and I think to myself, you're working yourself into an early grave, you know, and there comes a point when you just burn out, and I don't want to do that. That's another thing. Here's the video I'm going to do. Video of yesterday. You've seen the preamble to the video that I did with me GoPro in this very spot. But you haven't seen the video of the car boot that I did, so I'm going to show you that. I might speed it up because, quite honestly, it's really boring in places. I did about 30 gigs of video, and that's like two full batteries worth. I got the best battery of the batch, and I got a new battery last week so that I could film, and yeah, you'll see what it's like. And then we'll do a summary. I'll film that now after you've watched the video. Everything in the boxes is 50p. You made your selection, mate? Oh, you got 1, 2. Yeah, brilliant. Great. There you go. Thanks a lot. All that lots of pound a piece. That isn't. Right, you've watched the video, hopefully, and not got too bored, and sped through it probably, because I get bored with watching loads of bits just to do that. So I probably cut it into 4 or 5 bits and sped it out and then slowed 1 or 2 down. I don't know what I did because I haven't done it yet, but by the time you've seen it, I will have done it. Amazing. So, yeah, the total figure for my sales, and most of it came from that box, that line of 50p boxes, by the way. The vast majority of all the money I made came from that line of 50p boxes, except for I did sell a knife set, which was stood in the garage gathering mould, mildew. It was in a wooden box, and the casing had got damp, and it had the aluminium cases around the edges, and you know, the aluminium foil on. Well, all that had bubbled up and gone mouldy, but inside, all the knives were stainless steel knives and really well made. I bought it wholesale about at least 10 years ago and never got around to selling it, and it was £25 wholesale to sell for about £70 new. Never sold it. First person who took interest in it, I just got a knife out, let him hold it, see the weight. They were really nice knives, and he bought it, 20 quid. So that was good. The total figure was £135 in sales, and the stall rent was £8. So I came away with £127 profit on the morning. I have to stay till after 12. That's part of the deal when you go in there. They don't let cars out until after 12. So it was over 6 hours. So it's not too bad, you know. And plus it give me a bit of a space in the garage. I will have to, it's still chaos in here, and I'm still working on clearing that back bedroom up so that I can put my new computer and new screen, you know, on there rather than in the dining room where I've just got a pile of crap on a kitchen table. So yeah, I will be reorganising the back bedroom, and in the meantime it's even more chaos in here because I need the space that I've just made in order to bring that in. It doesn't look like, as I haven't unloaded the car yet, and it doesn't look like there's a lot missing, but it was to the roof all the way through from the back seats to the boot, and that's quite a lot. And a lot of the boxes are half empty now, so they stack down. So yeah, there's quite a lot of space made, because I could do three car boots with different stuff easily. Get rid of it, get some more money in as well. It'd be nice. Another 100 quid would be brilliant, rather than just taking it down the tip, which is what's going to happen otherwise. Because it's not stuff you could donate to a charity shop, this stuff. It's really manky, most of it. Right, you've seen the video. We're going to talk about what I've made sales-wise up to now this week. It's Monday, so it was like this morning. This morning, I've also sold 2 other items, which is great, up to now. Might sell more later. Sold another memory card out the same little bag that I keep in one of them boxes over there. That one, little bag full of memory cards. Can't go wrong, really. I'm not sure what the value in there is, but let's face it, those 2 cards came out of it, and this one did. This one was £24.95, free delivery again, so that's like another £2.65 postage, plus another bag, 10p. So after fees and all that, I probably come away with 20 quid, and the thing cost me well, it was part of that fiver deal on that camera from Easter weekend. Both of those two, no, all three of them came out of that camera box that I bought for a fiver last weekend. So there was this one for $18.95, this one for $28.95, and this one for $24.95 off that £5 purchase. Plus I have the camera to sell, so yeah, not bad. And then I also sold a power supply for a Canon camera. Well, it's not a power supply, it's a battery charger. It's a plug, you put the battery in into this little box and it charges a battery. So that was $7.79 plus postage, $11.99, and that was on promoted because it was one of the older ones I had promoted. Now the promoteds, I mentioned about the promoteds. I do believe that that's why I didn't make a sale on Wednesday, because I didn't promote enough. I was listing quite a bit last week, and a lot of what I listed has sold, but it was the popular stuff I listed, you know. When I say a lot, I mean about 50% of what I listed sold last week. You know, the inks, a power supply, that little Skybox EM150, and all the powers, all these memory cards, they all sold, and that camera. Yeah, so no, it's not everything I sold over the weekend was listed this week, because it was the video games were sold out of that multi-listing, and most of them were from the last 3-4 months. The thing about the multi-listings is, although I do promote them, it's only at a minimum 2%. In fact, I don't think I've listed anything at past 2% in the last 6 months, because I didn't feel I needed it. No, I'm waffling, aren't I? Alright, I'm going to stop. There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, seeing as there was no pickups at all over the weekend, I didn't, being on my own for the car boot, take the chance to wander around. I just left it. I decided I didn't need it, and you know how much I've picked up in the last few weeks. I haven't been able to list it all yet, so there's plenty to be getting on with all week. In fact, over near my packing station, which I'm not going to use today because obviously I've got all the stuff I'm going to pack here, and it's all mostly just envelopes, except for this one item, which I can do here. Even without weighing, it's going to be under a kilo. Apart from that, my packing station over there, with the weight scales and all that, is piled high with Blu-rays. I've got about 8 Blu-rays and DVD players with their remotes stacked up like that, sort of like a zigzag. So they have got to go over here once I've wrapped all this slots, and I want to get them all done today, those. There's another one there, but that's that needs testing. There's one there, and they're precariously put there to remind me to get them listed. So, and there's this FreeSat, which I haven't tested yet. I don't have a remote for that, but I can plug it in, see if it's powered up, and see whether it receives a picture. And if it does, I'll fish out a remote. These, by the way, take the same remote as the big Humax ones. Well, I do have a big Humax that doesn't work. It might have the remote that'll do this. Just saying. And if it does, then it'll go with it, because the remotes cost about £15 for those, maybe 16. But once I have one, this will go for 50. I didn't know that, but this has an extra USB slot. I think it's this one here. And it turns out that You can record onto USB with this, no hard drive needed. In the meantime, I'll get this wrapped and sent out. It's late in the morning, so I might even get to have some sunshine in the sun while I'm working on editing this video. It's going to be not too difficult, but a little bit more complicated than the last couple of weeks. So it might be, right, it's Monday now, it might be Wednesday before it's out. So I'll try and get it all in one, because there's no what I picked up this week, and that does normally take like 20 minutes, half an hour. And I'm waffling again. So about this radio that I mentioned from last week, this Fidelity, there you go. I'm doing a repair on this week, and it's probably going to be out later in the week. This bit's easy enough. It's double-sided sticky tape. I might clean the old stuff off first and then stick it back with double-sided sticky tape. I think I'll take it off to do that, and then take the battery compartment out, clean that foam out, and put an adapter that I've made, and I'll show you how to make it, into this. So that's a project for later in the week. So as I'm finishing now, I'm going to say later in the week, one of these pictures will be that. I'll come back and put it there, and the other one is last week's video. Thanks for watching. One of these would be great, and like and subscribe are below. Thanks a lot. Bye.